Hey everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make punch bowl cake. Punch bowl cake is really a layered type of cake that a lot of people I know eat during the summer, and this is what you need to make it. You need a big tub of Cool Whip, 16 ounces, a small can of crushed pineapple and its juice, fruit cocktail, maraschino cherries without the stems, coconut flakes, chopped pecans, any vanilla cake that you like just chopped up into small slices. And then here I have a big box of the instant vanilla pudding that you find in the stores. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of this or not, but that's what I'm using right now. Okay, first thing you're going to do is get your nice trifle bowl, and you're going to take the little pieces of cake and you're going to line the bottom of the bowl with it. Sorry, I'm using one hand to film the video and the other to line this up, and you just kind of want to squish it together. Make it all fit nicely in there and try and fill up all the little spots that you can. Just squish it in there to make a nice layer. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take some of this pudding and you are going to layer it on top of the cake. I've seen this recipe on YouTube before, but I've seen it made different ways, and so I wanted to share with y'all how my mother makes it and how I grew up eating it and stuff. And I really like this recipe, and it makes a very large amount, so you can feed a good group of people. You want to smooth this out along the edges, and whoops. You want to try and keep it nice around the edges, unlike what I just did right there, because you want to try and be able to see the different layers from the side of the bowl. Here, I'll wipe that up real quick. You just get a paper towel. I'm just gonna quick wipe up. There, now it's not so bad. Okay, then after you've layered the vanilla pudding, you're going to take your fruit cocktail. I'm going to take a couple of spoonfuls of this and just sort of sprinkle it about. And you can always change this recipe however you like it. If you like fruit cocktail, you can use that. If you only like peaches, you can use that. If you only like pears, any type of canned fruit, really. But this is just how we like it. But you can always make everything to your taste and how you see fit, just like any recipe in the world. Then you're going to take your can of crushed pineapple in its own juice, and you're going to take that crushed pineapple with the juice. Oh, by the way, you want to drain the fruit cocktail of all its juice before you start making this cake. You don't want it to get super squishy from that, because you already have the pudding, which is going to get the cake wet on the bottom, and then you're putting the pineapple in that's crushed with its juice, and so that's going to make it even juicier and moist, sort of like a tres leches cake after it's been sitting for a little while. And just sprinkle that about as well. And just sort of spread it out a little bit here. And this is going to do a couple of layers. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. This is one of my first videos that I'm making, and so if y'all have any suggestions or would like to see any other recipes or anything, please let me know. I bake for a living, so I have lots of different recipes for baked goods and stuff. But this channel is also going to be about cooking and hopefully crafting and DIYing stuff, because that's a big part of my life, and I like to do that too as a hobby and to decorate my house and stuff. Okay, now we're going to take the Cool Whip and we're going to layer that over top of this. Take a couple dollops. Oops, sorry. Okay. Now you're going to try and spread it out evenly and neatly. Sorry, that's my bowl when I'm turning it. Try and spread this out. Get that extra off my spoon so I can spread it out. Spread it out. Nice and even, almost done. Okay. There. See? All nice and even. Perfect. Okay, now, see, you're starting to see the layers on the side. And now, for this layer, we're going to take the pecans. And I just finely chopped some of these and coarsely chopped some more. And you just want to sprinkle these out. You can always use more or less if you're a bigger pecan fan, or if you're not, then you don't have to put them in at all. Or you could put another type of nut. I think almonds would probably be good in this. I've not tried it, but hey, if you try it, let me know. And here is the sweetened coconut flakes. You're going to grab some of that, and then we're going to sprinkle that on top. And my family enjoys coconut, so I'm going to put a little bit thicker layer on it than I did the nuts. My family likes nuts, but I don't, and I'm making this, so less nuts and more coconut. Okay, now I'm going to move this Cool Whip to the side, and I'm going to take the maraschino cherries. I'm going to take the lid off this, get my spoon from the pineapple, and I'm just going to take a couple of these. I didn't drain the juice out of this. It's not really a big deal if you do or not, but I didn't. And I'm just going to plop these down. Sort of drain the juice as you go when you get them on your spoon. I mean, it's okay if some of it gets in there, but you don't want too much, because as I said before, it's already a lot of moisture in this cake, but it is so good. And I've made this for parties before and big events for people, and people who have never heard of it were like sort of hesitant to try it. They're like, oh, all those things together, I like them apart, but I'm not sure how they are together. And they really, really enjoyed it, and they became believers. As you would say, they believed in the punch bowl cake and its deliciousness. Okay, now We have the cherries, dispersed some. I think I'm going to put 2 more over here because I like cherries. I mean, who doesn't really? They're delicious. Well, actually, I lied. My husband doesn't like them. But that's okay. He'll eat it. He won't know they're in there until he takes a bite. And then he'll still keep eating because it's so good. Okay, now you're going to take more cake. And see, when I'm putting the cake in, I like to use the sides. This is just 1 box of cake mix that I've made, just like the instructions on the cake package and everything. But I only put it in 1 round pan. I believe this is an 8 or 9 inch pan that I made it in. I'm at my mother's house right now, so I can't remember what size her pan was. But I just poured it all into 1 pan, and I got a couple layers of cake that I've cut up and cut into these like little cubes and stuff. But when you stack it in here, it's a lot easier if you use the roundness from the pan to go around the edges of your trifle bowl. It just makes it a lot easier filling everything in and stuff. It you're able to get a more compact layer, I guess you would say. This little piece of cake fell apart, but that's okay because no one's gonna know, because it's all gonna be squished down in here. Okay, I'm gonna take this piece of cake and I'm just gonna break it up and squish it into these little places that couldn't fit other pieces of cake, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Just going to squish it in there. Squish. And I'm going to do that right here and right there. Okay, and now we've got a nice even layer. Okay, see? So pretty. So pretty. Oh, and look, you can see the little cherry there. Isn't he cute? Okay, so now you have that cake layer, and you're just going to do it all over again what we did before. So, vanilla pudding. I'm going to try to do it faster this time, but it's hard working when you only have 1 hand. Let's scoot this out a little bit. And like I said, this is a great dish for summertime. It's nice and cool. Easily be taken to picnics. You wouldn't have to put this in a trifle bowl like this. You could, I mean, it's called punch bowl cake. You could just put it in a plastic punch bowl that you get like from the dollar store or the general store. And that would be super easy to take around, or put it in a big Tupperware bowl. That always works. Okay, I've got a nice layer of that. See, I still have some pudding left, which is okay because it's pudding. It can be eaten. People are going to eat it, so you could probably get by with using a smaller packet, but honestly, I'd rather have leftovers and just eat the leftovers by themselves or something than not have enough to make what I'm making. That rule applies for everything for me. No matter any time that I'm in the kitchen. I'd rather have more than enough than not enough. Okay, now I'm going to sit that over there next to the sink. And I'm going to take like a fruit cocktail again. Take my spoon from the cherries. Take some of this and layer it out. Let me put a couple spoonfuls in here. And for me, I'm not someone who like really likes fruit cocktail a lot, but in this cake, it's just so much going on and so many different flavors coming together that I really don't mind it. I like fruit cocktail, all except the little white pears. I always find them kind of hard, but with this, it actually sort of gives the cake an extra little crunch along with the nuts that's needed because of all the moistness and the moistness that the cake absorbs. Oops, sorry. Not pointing on the actual thing that I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to take some more of the crushed pineapple with the juice and just dollop some on here in different places. And I'm not really sure where my mother got this recipe, but I'm thinking it was probably from her mother, but I'm not really sure. I couldn't really tell you. It's just something that she's always made and we've always had as long as I can remember, and it's always been delicious. But my mom is a great cook and a great baker. Okay, see, there you go, the layers again. Of course, this cake is a little, what do you say, beige, I guess. But you could always use a different color pudding, or you could add color to your pudding and color to your Cool Whip. I mean, you could even add color to the actual cake batter if you wanted when you made the cake. And make it like, if you wanted like a 4th of July themed one, like have the white Cool Whip, dye the pudding red, and do the cake blue. I mean, I think that would be really cute for the 4th of July. Or a Memorial Day weekend party. It would be super cute. Okay, now we're going to take this Cool Whip and we're going to fill in, oops, should probably point with this hand. We're going to fill in this top lip here with Cool Whip, which is kind of a lot, but you want it to look nice. Put some dollops on there. Sorry, I moved the camera so much. Just trying to get this so I don't have to do so many scoops. And I'll probably end up making another little cake with the stuff that I have over, because I have a little bit of leftover, and I'll probably just end up making some in like little cups or something for people, for neighbors, or just when you have guests over and stuff, or maybe to give to my brother and his wife. I don't know, but there's some left over, not much, but still, you don't want anything to go to waste, or you can just eat it separately. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. Okay, now we're going to spread this out. Again, trying to make it nice and even and neat. And this top layer is kind of just like sealing all of this in. Sorry, you can see me scooping. Scoop a little bit more on top. Make it sort of pretty. A little bit more on this side. Even it out. Make it sort of pretty. You can just do it flat, or you can do like little whooshes. Yes, that's the technical name, a whoosh. And just sort of give it some texture. I mean, this is something you made from home. Yeah, of course, everything's not like super homemade. It's all stuff you can buy from the store, but you did put it all together and you took your time to make the cake and everything. So I think you deserve to take credit. It's a pretty good amount of work. It's not something you just buy like pre-made stuff at the store, like pre-made cupcakes, and they're already all packaged up and everything. You took your time to make this for your family or friends, and they should appreciate that. Okay, now I'm going to take, this time I'm going to take the coconut, since it's the top layer, and I'm going to sprinkle it on. Not too thick, but enough. Okay, pretty. And I'm going to mix up my nuts a little so you can get some of the finer ones with the not so fine ones, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on with my hand. Do what you guys would do at home. Just sprinkle it on with your hand. And of course, make sure you have clean hands before you start all of this. I think that's the #1 tip in cooking. Make sure everything you're using is clean. Make sure your hands are clean. And clean up as you go, because that makes life a lot easier. Especially cooking life. Sprinkle a little bit more of the fine crumbs on. So you're telling people, this is what's in the cake. There's coconut in it, there's pecans in it, there's Cool Whip, there's pudding. And then, now you're going to take some more of the maraschino cherries. Get my spoon from the fruit can. Get all the other fruit off of it. And you're just going to take this and you're going to fish out some of the cherries. And you're just going to plop them on there. Not in any special way. Just lay them on there how you want them on there. And if you don't want them on there because you don't like cherries, then you don't have to put them on there. This is all depending upon what you like. This is my recipe and my family's recipe, but if you're making it, you're welcome to change anything to your taste. That's how it works. Okay, and then I'm going to put 2 right here in the center. And then I'm going to put another little one in the center because I feel like it. Okay. And now, there's the top of it. So pretty. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of a back one. Here, let me wipe up the counter real quick. Got some coconut and some pudding because I'm not perfect. So I make a mess just like everybody else. But here we go. All pretty. See, isn't that pretty? All the different layers. And the fruit sneak peeking through, and the cherries, and the Cool Whip, and the pudding, and the cake. It's a really, really, really delicious recipe. And it's so good, and I hope you and your family make it, and I hope you enjoy it. And please leave some comments below about if you did make this cake and your family enjoyed it, and if you have any suggestions for any other videos that I should do. Thank you so much, and talk to you guys later. Bye.